everyone and welcome back to Inspiria. Today we have with us Mr. Chakraborty, the founder principal of Royal Academy. Sir, thank you very much for your time. I feel really privileged to be sitting here and getting to talk to you. I have been doing this. This is actually the third school I'm coming in, and it is always such a pleasure to get these nuggets of wisdom from established people like you. So, sir, considering the fact that the students are coming in after 2 years, and it has been a wild change, I must say. So, how does it feel for you to be surrounded by students again and see, schools functioning normally again?
Yeah, it is always very much desirous, and meeting the school children's is just like meeting with God. Actually, in our lifespan, we have never seen a pandemic which cut across the entire globe. It has hit our own locality also, as well as the entire country and all other nations. And nearly for 2 years, the school was not functioning physically, it was going virtually. So as the school reopened, we could find a huge change in the spirit of the child. It was more ignited, and we found that the students have learned a lot from this pandemic. They have, I feel that their concentration level has come up, and they understood the significance of physical classrooms, and they are more attentive in the classroom now, and they are praying that let this scenario do not change again, and they are again pegged in their own house. This is my feeling, and learning process will be enhanced. This is my utmost belief.
So, sir, according to your opinion, the students have somehow improved in the span of 2 years. That is, as a student myself, I would also agree that it was atrocious to be studying online. There's just something else about physically being there in a class in front of the teacher. But however, I would like to ask you, do you think that the students have grown sensitive as well? Because, social interaction has been almost negligible in the past 2 years for children. So what do you think about that, sir?
Yeah, at first I was very much worried regarding, we felt that the students may be depressed, or some of them may not be able to adjust to the physical world again. But what we found, physical world, you can say that is the ultimate. However, we talk about technology, we have seen they are coping up with the online studies, but in general they are more eager to be offline, and they feel they take it as a pride that we don't want to lose any more time, and we want to be physically, mentally, spiritually ahead when we have got an opportunity. And rather, this COVID has provided an opportunity in their thinking process. They have become self-learners now, which was absent. We failed to make. This was our target, you see. Yeah. And now they have become self-learners. They can go through the notes. They can do it themselves. They make their own project. So rather, I think the teaching process, the learning process has been heavily advanced. And the famous saying that necessity is the mother of invention, we have seen in the last 2 world wars, the biggest scientific invention took place. And hopefully after this COVID, which had a span of nearly 2 years, I think some new things will come in the field of education in the scientific temperament, in the creative learning, like in the field of literature, in the form of visual art. Everything will gain a lot of momentum. This is my feeling.
I agree as well, sir. Educational technology is going through changes on a regular basis. So, sir, you mentioned that the students have become very self-sustaining now. They are doing many things on their own. So, has your faculty kind of changed their approach in educating these kids?
Definitely. I think that they have understood. Earlier it was in theory. in the 21st century, I have already discussed, the teachers no longer remain as the strong source of knowledge. Now they have become a weak source of knowledge. Now even a child of nursery can Google and try to get most of the answers. And be it in the class, school level or in the college level, the system took a same change. It is a paradigm shift in our approaches. The CBSE board also realized that they have been able to get a very good approach from the student side, and they themselves, the National Education Policy 2020, I think it will be very easy to be executed now after the COVID, because the thing which we want out of this education system is customized education, number one. Number two, education which will make us self-reliant and will give more opportunity for jobs and will make people more employed. I think these problems will get over soon. This is my firm belief, and the colleges also will feel proud of ensuring placement to their children and students.
So I am understanding that you are in support of the National Educational Policy?
Yeah, definitely. The National Education Policy, first of all, it is a customized education. That means many of you may not know what it is. It comes as per the need of each and every child. It's not that I make a policy and everyone has to follow. Now the question is, it is very, very student-centric and highly filled with all values, traditional as well as the modern values, the continuum to be maintained, interdisciplinary of subjects which was missing. What we found in the last 3 decades, that subjects were like watertight compartment, physics, chemistry, history.
Right.
That is not to be. So they have taken a composite way of learning, that is integrated projects are to be dealt now, and everything should be done in relevance to all different fields. Like if I study history, it should be related to the history of physics. So this concept is coming now today, that interdisciplinary approach of different subjects. We cannot distinguish between science, arts and commerce. Those are man-made. So the CBSE never used to give a certificate mentioning that I am a science student or a student of humanity. It simply believed in 5 subjects. At the most, one student can take 6 subjects. That's all. It was very simple. We, for our smaller gains, we made it a demarcation. This was there actually. And I think the ultimate value of education is an education with values, and which the National Education Policy talks of. Till class 2, there will be totally, it's a, you can say, it's a foundational stage which includes all the social, moral, values, ethics which are to be imbibed in them, rather than teaching subjects, so, and heavy mathematics or science. So that is the correct approach. It has been taken some part from the Japanese education policy, where they put a thrust on all the different habits, different like respect to the seniors, how to bow before the seniors, how the seniors will behave with the juniors, that is giving respect and taking respect. This concept has come.
Maintaining a hierarchy.
Yeah, this is there. And secondly, the main focus is on skill development. Right. Today, when I come out of the school, suppose I am 8 pass, I should be fit to be of the 8th standard. If I pass class 10, I should be fit. People will say, yes, he is class 10 pass. It's not that only I got a degree and I passed MA plus, I became a master's without knowing what has happened to me throughout this big span. At every stage, you see, I will feel that I am improving myself, I am going on to the next higher stage. And the focus is get absorbed, get skilled yourself so that you won't remain unemployed. This is the main problem. Educated unemployed are much more than uneducated unemployed. An educated person finds difficulty to find a job, whereas an uneducated person doesn't find any difficulty to be absorbed, because he has the dignity of labor. Our education system was a curse earlier. They classified jobs, that this I like, that I don't like. Labor, any sort of work should be dignified, and those nations who pay dignity of labor, they are much ahead today. So
right, sir. Actually, we were going through the NEP in our class, and I was shocked to see that there will be provided internships for students in 6th standard.
Absolutely.
So I see that the government is pushing hard towards skill development.
Yes.
And in fact, I feel quite jealous that this was not a thing during my term. Speaking of internships and higher education, so after this whole pandemic change, what would you recommend to your students specifically?
I have already started this process. I have already
can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. I have already told them that if somebody is interested in repairing a mobile, suppose a mobile phone, and you are spending a day in a week, even your school day. So if you can bring a letter from there, from that concern, I will not speak of your attendance. I'll mark you present, so that you do you build your skills there.
So documented progress.
I will support you. I will support you that you are doing something positive. You are learning computer in an institute, and you are not attending my class. It won't be a punishment. Rather, it's opening your opportunity. I will support you. Suppose you are playing games. If you are playing in a club, whether it is a match or you are having a heavy practice, I will allow you, because sport has also become an integral part of education. Right. Earlier, these were called co-scholastic. Much earlier, it was called extracurricular activity. Right. Now it became co-scholastic, and by the national education policy, it has become a curriculum. Yeah. It is inside the curriculum. A boy who plays good football will be rewarded scholastically in his mark sheet.
So, sir, it is really nice to see that you support your students in their different endeavors. However, considering that the board exams are coming up again, how do you think, any tip you would like to have for students to manage both of these things together? Because board, at the end of the day in India, it's still important, right?
Yes. I believe that the CBSE, I am running a CBSE school.
Yes.
And I am affiliated under the CBSE board. They have a research and development team called NCERT, National Council for Education and Research Training. So this autonomous body, they keep on thinking about the child, and they take out the various types of books and curriculums. And I have my deep faith that the students should only latch on to this NCERT books instead of going for reference book or for many coaching centers which props up in various areas for enhancing better results in the exam. I don't support it. I always say my students, be fundamentally strong. You can easily overcome any situation, whether it is board exam or NEET or this joint JEE mains for your IIT and all.
Yes.
So everything becomes small if you are learning. Main thing is the learning. The school learning becomes very, very perfect. So I advise my students to go line by line through the NCERT recommended books.
So with that, we come to an end for this interview. I must say that it was really eye-opening for me to see that this pandemic not only has changed the situation for our students, but also for the schools and the faculty. So if you think, to the students who are watching this, if you think that you are alone, only you have gone through change, please reach out to your class teacher and your principal. I'm sure they have accordingly developed themselves to accommodate your needs as well. So, sir, thank you very much for your time.
Welcome.
And
it's a privilege that I am.
The privilege was mine, sir.
No. Learning is a mutual process. Today I believe that I am gaining something from you all, because we always salute to the rising sun, not to the setting sun.
That was amazing. Anyways, okay, so we are done. Thank you very much. Would love to interview once again if possible.